Conversations that need to be had, man.
Yeah, it was a real vibe, man.
Until we come to that realization.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are live though.
Whoop.
What's up, everybody? Welcome
What's
back
up?
to GamesMusicLyfe, episode 16.
What up?
Yeah, we got everybody back today. It's going to be a very interesting conversation today, and we got a lot to talk about today. So we will definitely get into it. As far as gaming news, we'll definitely start with games because there's really not much to talk about. I'm getting back into PC gaming.
Okay.
Master Racer
Yeah,
over there.
I'm definitely going back. I actually bought a new gaming PC, so I'm going to be playing that a lot. But I never leave consoles because it's nothing, nothing acceptable as far as getting a console and putting in just hitting the button to play the game. Because PC gaming, one thing about it that gets people off of it is when problems happen.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that kind of gets people off. But I'm definitely going back to that. And I got Street Fighter for free with this new gaming PC I got.
Congratulations, man.
And I will not play it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
know.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
Those online issues, well, you might be okay now because you're past the storm.
Uh-huh.
I mean, when I first got it, I was amped. You guys know I was downloading it.
Yeah.
I'm sending pictures. I'm tweeting out pictures. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to
Talking
play some
trash.
Street Fighter. Talking mess. Okay, we still got to get that match on.
Don't worry, man.
I'm
Just
giving you
know.
time.
Just know.
Yeah.
Just know.
Just know we're going to play in person because them servers
know.
are trash.
Yeah,
Bring your
yeah.
controller over. We're going to play in person. But yeah, I mean, the servers were atrocious. I mean, from rank matches to casual matches to even just starting party lobbies was not even, you weren't even able to do that for the first couple of days of launch.
Really?
Yeah. Now it's a little better.
How's the
Match-
lag? How's the latency on it?
It depends on who you're playing. Like I played a guy in Canada and it was okay. But then I played a guy in Brazil and it was unplayable.
Really?
Yeah, but I think that's now. Get this though, I played somebody in Korea, perfect,
Really?
no problem. Yeah,
Korea got better internet.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say,
Korea
Korea's
has
got
that.
that
Yeah, they have
A1
it.
butter.
Yeah, they got that. Yeah. Compared to us, I didn't know that we were the slowest one.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Korea's like the
weird.
tops.
But they can't look at porn though. So
Well,
I guess that's not bogging down their
gotcha,
internet.
Korea.
but the game itself, people are saying like, I don't know what people's reasoning to play Street Fighter is. My reasoning, I don't care about the story.
Uh-huh.
I don't care about any extra features. I do want a training mode
Okay.
or a practice mode, but I don't care about anything else. Give me online fighting, give me matchmaking, give me leaderboards. That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else when it comes to that game. And people are like, well, the game is bare bones. I'm like, what do you want? Street Fighter's never been known to have an immaculate story. Unless you go to their anime or whatever that they publish. And then you can say, okay, there's the story. But if you're going to the actual game, there's no story. Like, I've been playing with Ken for over 15 years, and I still don't know what his backstory is. No clue.
That's
all
why
I know is he
I
had
think
a
they
short
dropped the
haircut.
ball with that though.
I mean, it's there. Like, you have the Street Fighter movies. Like, the backstory's there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
Oh, man.
lore with Street Fighter.
They're coming out swinging already, bro.
There's lore with
The Earth is flat. All right, man. We can talk about that if you want, man.
The Earth
Don't
is
make me
flat.
give our Neil deGrasse Tyson on, man.
Please, let me tell you something. Neil deGrasse Tyson should be president in 2016. We'll talk about that's a different. That's
I
a
don't know
different
his
subject.
politics, but yeah, he's amazing.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. That's basically what I was saying.
Yeah.
But do you really need a story? Like that's what got Mortal Kombat trapped up. Is they try to make a story in a fighting game where it's not needed. Mortal Kombat speaks for itself. You don't need a story.
But there is a lot of lore with Street Fighter though. Like, why does Ken and Ryu play the same? Like, yeah, we know it because we've been playing Street Fighter for long. I mean, Street Fighter is what, a 30-year IP at this point?
Yeah.
1989.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
If not 30, at least a
I
little
think
bit.
25.
Pretty
Okay.
close, yeah.
So I think there's a lot of lore behind it. Definitely should be told. But they could have. This is pretty much like a bare bones game. Basically they should have just said it's online only. Because that's pretty much what it is.
Because then you'd have got online and been disappointed.
But that was the meat of the game anyway.
True. Yeah.
You know,
true.
so I think that they definitely did that. But it's a necessary evil for it to happen.
Yeah.
But the thing that I don't accept it is that they had a lot of betas for that Street Fighter 5.
They
did.
should have had it
They
together.
did.
They should have had that together.
Yeah,
But-
for sure.
I mean, I can defend them in this right. You never know how much traffic you're going to get on your servers.
Mhm.
So even though you think you're prepared, you're still not prepared. And considering this is geek terms, UDP traffic, where it's like it just throws the data out there. It's not consistent, and it's not guaranteed that all the data is going to reach from one point to the next. I can understand that in a game like Street Fighter where you're going to have server issues. So I mean, I get that, but like you guys said, it should have been rectified in the beginning.
Yeah, they should have had those kinks worked out, man.
They definitely should have those kinks.
Game is cheeks.
Yeah,
We're gonna go with that off jump.
Well, I mean, the game's fun though.
Nah, it's cheeks if it's broke.
Yeah, it's broken.
The online's broken.
And that's
We'll
the main
say
part of the game.
I was gonna say that's the main part.
Because you can beat the story in like 10 minutes, all the characters.
You can be a story probably like 30 minutes.
That's the thing. It's like they didn't even care.
Yeah, the artwork is pretty garbage.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
Right.
but the actual game is beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It looks beautiful. But until they work those kinks out, like I said, I got it for free with my gaming PC I bought. I will download it when that comes. But other than that, man, I'm kind of like whatever with Street Fighter.
Are you going to play it? Or
I am
okay.
because it's cross-platform. We can play each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you can play on
Nice.
your PS4 and I'll play on my PC.
Which is I think it's pretty sweet. I think bridging that gap is awesome. I think a lot of games should do that. I don't know the logistics behind it though, but I mean a lot of game companies should.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that one the only one that does it?
I don't know. I think it's because the PlayStation Network and the Xbox Network might be two different. You know what I mean? Two different set of servers.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas maybe PC's more friendly to a setup like that. I mean honestly I have no clue. That's just my assumption.
Yeah, I don't know.
Other game news: Fallout 4 DLC. Get it while it's hot, because it's going to go up in price. The season pass is going up. I want to say $20 from $30 to $50.
Really?
Yeah.
For DLC?
DLC, because they said they realized that there's enough DLC in there for a whole nother game almost.
Really?
So
Nice.
they're raising the price of the.
But does that make
Season pass.
just because it is enough content to make it? I don't think that's right though.
I respect them being honest about it. I respect
Yeah.
them being honest. Like, hey, we're going to raise
You got
these
people behind
prices.
you, Jay.
Get it while it's hot,
Is there
man.
behind
I
me?
mean, it's like an early sale,
I don't see
pre-sale.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
just-
but you also got to pay homage to the fact of the support you got from the game. You know what I mean? I think they
Yeah.
should have still kept it the same. And I get that the content is enough to where you could charge for a full game because there's enough content for a full game. But that doesn't mean that you should charge it 100% for it, you know?
Hey, at least they put it out there.
but
No, they did. Yeah, I appreciate the honesty. Like you
Yeah.
said,
But
I definitely appreciate that.
that goes into the cost of the games though. So they
Yeah.
built a massive game, and now they're adding on to that massive game. I do think we should pay for it. I you know, and I think it's fair. They told us about it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're giving us a huge chunk of game. They're giving us 3 new modes.
That's one thing you hit on as far as that is the consensus with most gamers. I wish that a lot of publishers would understand is we will pay for the game.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I have no
You know,
problem.
if
Just
you
be
put
real
out
with
enough
me.
and you put out and you support it and you give us more fun content, we will pay for it.
And will not mind.
That's exactly what I was going through.
I need
I'm
to get
talking-
some water.
But Destiny's
I don't know what
back,
happened.
bro. I thought they were bringing it back, man. They come back like
They-
Jordan with the 2-3, man.
Nah,
4-5.
you know what? They finally acknowledged that they admitted that the game isn't coming. Destiny 2 is coming out to 2017, and they also admitted for more content that's going to come out as far as there's going to be another big update.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Taken King. I'm cool with it. I accept it. But I stand behind my stance with Destiny is only going to be as good as the content you put out. The thing that I want the most in the game isn't really even. I want more content, of course, but they got to put some sort of community-based in it, like where you can communicate with your friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like you can
Absolutely have
party,
to.
not so much just the Xbox party, because we all know that party system is completely broken.
Yep. I don't
And,
want to dance, and that's our way of communication.
Yeah. I
Man.
want them to have it to where something in game that's for clans.
Right.
You know?
Right.
To where like I know when my clan is online, and I had like even to the point where if my clan member is in a group with somebody and I can boot, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something sweet about it. They need to do some sort of clan-based, community-based thing with
But
the game.
you know what though? I wonder if they're not doing it because they'll say, for example, well, you have communities on your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One.
That's one thing about
and
the
you can use
PS4
that.
I like is the communities thing.
It's a really good feature.
Yeah, that's one thing I
like
wish
it.
they would bring to Xbox.
You guys don't have that?
No.
And this isn't throwing any shade on you or anything. I didn't know you guys didn't
No,
have
that's
that.
only PS4.
Okay.
I mean, what you mean, you guys, man?
Yeah.
What do you mean, you guys? What's all this
Hey,
talk?
It ain't me. I'm going to not Xbox One bash. I have.
Why don't you
You
Xbox
know,
Bash? Let's talk about that.
let's talk about
Huh?
why I don't Xbox. I'm going to bash still because it's still in the box.
Okay.
But I am an Xbox One member now.
Okay, welcome to the clan, man.
Woo!
Welcome in.
Well, I'll leave that invitation on the table.
Your red saber was delivered, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was in that box.
Yeah?
UPS. So it,
You still haven't opened it yet, you said?
I still haven't opened it. No,
Yeah.
I opened the box that it was in,
Okay.
but the box was so big, and I was like, this is just a lot of work. I
It's
don't feel like doing
intimidating,
this.
huh?
No, it wasn't intimidating. I was just like, I'll just play my PS4.
Yeah.
But I plan on opening it this week.
All right.
Later this
so
week.
we will see other Let's Plays with all of the whole group.
With the whole squad,
the whole
yeah.
squad.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
be able to do that now, so definitely.
Which actually, I think the link on Twitch actually says that we were playing Fire Squad. So I apologize to anybody that was
Oops.
expecting to see Fire Squad.
Yeah,
Firewatch.
Oops.
There
How
we
would
go.
update
My
that?
bad.
You know, I need
Yeah.
to, I need to-
That was
Hey.
my error. I had put that as our title when
It's
I
all
was
good.
streaming Firewatch.
Oh, were you?
And I guess it just stuck there. But yeah,
okay.
Firewatch.
There'll be
is a
no
little
Firewatch play today.
No. I got it on the PC too. I might actually play it later.
old. Yeah, there's a lot going on today, but Firewatch is not one.
Yeah.
Kev, you were checking out the Pokeden tournament.
Yes.
on your phone.
Yes, and it was looking amazing. I'm telling you that might be what finally makes me go ahead and pick up. You said Nintendo Wii U, which I can't believe that's going to be on a Wii U.
Yeah, that's
I
Wii U,
I
man.
figured it was going to be on the NX, but I might pick up a Wii U. Now, understand it will have to be at a deep discount,
Oh yeah, oh, yeah.
but I would pick it up.
I respect
For that
the struggle.
game.
But you know what though, Kevin? Like we said before, though, man, the Wii U got some heat, man. I know it's, you look at it like not being a serious system, but it's got some really good games on
Outside
it,
of
man.
like Mario Kart and maybe the Super Mario Maker, I don't know any other titles. Oh, and did the Zelda title already come?
That-
No.
that's coming.
That's
out,
coming-
that's gonna be on
coming out
NX.
this year.
That's
That's
gonna
what I
be on
figured.
NX. We'll see that this year at E3.
And see now that kind of pushes me away again from picking up
that's
a
true.
Wii U, like
Yeah.
man, because like now that Zelda title, I imagine that's gonna be
You know what though?
amazing.
That Pokemon what you were watching. How do you know it's on Wii U, Jared?
They already said it. It's getting released in Japan on Wii U, and they have a special gamepad controller for it.
So what were they
'Cause
playing on when you were watching it? Kevin?
They might have been
I
playing.
don't
They might have been
know.
playing. They couldn't have been
You
playing
just
in
did show
arcade.
footage.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but it was a gameplay footage.
I
so-
would think it's gonna come out on both systems then. You know what I mean?
It could.
I think it'll come out on both.
Because it's not graphically intensive, so
Yeah, it was pretty nice, man.
it looks beautiful. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Nintendo does work with art, man. They
You know,
don't
this
need.
is gonna be the first time Nintendo would actually have a legacy system and a up-to-date system at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know, whereas Xbox 360, they had 360 and they had the Xbox One, so they had to support them both. Whereas Nintendo always had just one system.
right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I think this is the first time that they have done that.
Yeah,
I know GameCube.
game. Yeah,
Was
true.
GameCube out before?
yo, GameCube was a great system.
It was.
What
There was some
the-
sleepers like GameCube, Dreamcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody slept on Dreamcast, man.
Nah, once-
I
once
wish I didn't have one, but it was amazing. It was
didn't?
dope. Nah, I didn't have a Dreamcast. I had after I got that Sega Saturn, man. Afterwards, I was like, I don't trust you, Sega. I don't trust this PlayStation for life.
Run!
They would have died.
I'm out.
So I skipped the Dreamcast, man. And I was a day oneer on that PS2. Appreciate you, pops.
Speaking on Pop's dad's birthday today, shout out.
Oh,
Okay.
shout out, pops.
69.
Ooh, 69,
That's what's
man.
up, man.
Yeah.
They got some good
69
stories
years
in
young,
him.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
You gotta sit him down. Go take him out to
Pick
get something to
your
eat,
brain,
man.
man.
I know
We
he got
just-
some good stories.
We went to Super Chef this morning, man.
Oh, nice.
Shout out Super Chef.
Get that
Reggie
Incredible
Omelet.
Hulk. Oh, okay.
No, I
okay.
wasn't built for that, man. I wasn't built for that.
You wasn't
today.
built for
about
that?
that life.
Not
You want
today.
to want to get Hannah?
Yeah.
It's beautiful in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You need to challenge the guy to Street Marvel vs. Capcom in there. I whooped his
Who?
butt last time.
Did you?
Ooh.
Look, I forget his name. It's a black dude. He actually owns it. He actually talks some trash. Said, listen, I got Mega Man got in that corner.
It was
Mega
a
Man's
wrap.
cheese on there. Though.
Yes, he is. Hold one of those buttons down, sir.
Yeah, all you
Hold
gotta do
one
is
of
just
those
keep doing
buttons
the Hadoukens, man.
down.
Yeah.
Just jump and do them, and he couldn't get close to me. He said, "Oh, you gonna do that?" Like, hey,
Yep.
Yeah, I
hey,
am.
Yep,
I didn't make
that's
the game. I'm just here to eat breakfast and whoop you in this game. And I'm gonna feel good about myself
Right,
when I leave.
Man,
Absolutely.
that's an old school tactic right there. Actually, as a family, bro, we actually named that move the Marty.
Did you?
Yes, that is called a Marty.
Really?
Yes,
It's cheese, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my had Mega Man, Jin, and I forget who the other one was. 'Cause Jin was always my guy from I forget what game he was from.
Jim was from Tekken.
No, he wasn't from Tekken. He was from some mech game.
Oh, you talking about the dude that like will bring in the mech arm?
Yeah,
and
bring in
punch
the
dude
mech
in
arm.
face?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I forget what game he was from. But yeah, so yeah, that was
That's not the real Jin, man.
No,
the
no,
real
it's-
Jin is Tekken, bro.
Yeah, real Jin's Tekken.
Yeah.
I never was a Tekken fan though.
Yo, Tekken was amazing.
Yeah,
Tekken- Tekken Tag Tournament, man.
Tekken
was
and Virtual
amazing.
Fighter, man, they were both dope.
I never liked Virtual either.
Hey, I don't think you like the 3D mapping.
No, I
then.
didn't. I
You
was always
like
a Street Fighter fan.
Yeah, see,
Well, you know, virtual fighting started like the kind of the 3D mapping fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying it was the jam for a while.
Yeah, but you know what? I also fell in love with Soul Calibur too during that time.
Yeah.
But Soul Calibur jumped the shark when they started putting Yoda and Darth Vader in there. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's wash. They ran out of ideas.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they did. Tekken was cool. I like Tekken Tag Tournament. That game was,
that was
pretty
dope.
sweet.
Yeah.
Man, I remember playing that back in the Dave and Buster's days, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
man.
What we used to do is get some BW3 wings, get some little quarter waters, and some candy, and just play all night.
Yo, shout out to Little Hug that makes the
Yes.
quarter water.
Yes, please.
If ever we need an endorsement, man, Little Hug, we're coming to you first.
Yes,
all right.
absolutely.
That's like the official drink of all gamers. The Little Hug quarter waters. You didn't need no straw. There was no
You didn't need
lid, no
Just
nothing, man.
Use your
You just
teeth, open it up. You're
bam.
good.
Oh man, I might go buy some today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, all it was jug juice broken down into little quarter. I mean, basically into those little drinks,
Yep.
man. Oops.
Yeah, it was so necessary.
Yeah.
So necessary, man. Some of the greatest memories of my youth, man. Hanging out with my
Absolutely.
grandma drinking quarter waters. But
Absolutely.
yeah, bro.
So besides that, do we have anything else gaming wise that we had?
Definitely.
on the
All right,
plate?
so so Street Fighter was cheeks.
Yeah, Street Fighter Chicks. Do not buy it yet.
Don't buy it yet.
Yeah.
Well, Jay is saying it's better now, so
Yeah.
okay, I'll give it that. But all right, the Pokken tournament looks amazing.
Yeah.
You know that's looking pretty good.
Fallout 4, get your season pass.
Yes,
ASAP
hurry up on that
before it goes
DLC,
up.
which I'm glad that you let us know that because I can go ahead and pick that up tonight. Then
Yep.
Jay finally got his Xbox.
Yes, Jay got an Xbox.
You know what I'm saying? Hooray! And yeah, I think that was about it for the gaming news that we had to talk about
cool.
this week.
Because this is going to be a very hip hop driven
Yes,
Last segment.
pod.
we've been waiting for this all week.
Yes, we have.
You know.
Yes, we have. So should we get Anderson Paak out quick?
Let's get Anderson.
Let's
back.
get first off.
You want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up first as far as with Anderson. As far as music wise, we'll get into. I mean, like I said, we're getting to the music segment. Anderson Paak album, we were reviewing that today, and we're also reviewing Kanye's album today, which we'll get into. Which is gonna be more of a discussion because there's so much to talk about with that. As far as my view on Anderson Paak, like he is like, in my opinion, he kind of reincarnated Belial. I think Belial and him are kindred spirits, and he is a very talented cat, man. I thought the album was very good. I definitely enjoyed because he's not a we can't say he's an excellent singer, but he makes good music. Whoa, whoa, whoa! How'd that happen?
Man, did you just like travel back in the
I don't
past
know.
and jump into the
I mean,
future?
what do, but anyways, yeah. Sorry about that. Anderson Paak was good. I actually thought I listened to it a couple times. I found myself cleaning the house, listening to it at work. And I was like, this is a very good album, man. Like, I really think he put his foot in it. Like I said, it reminded me of Bilal. He definitely brought up an artist that I don't think gets enough credit, which is BJ the Chicago Kid. And definitely he shined on that album as well. And the writing was very good as well. Like I said, I listened to it a couple times. I gave it an 82.
Yeah.
I really thought that he put his foot in it. It definitely kept it West Coast. It has that West Coast vibe to it. And if you listen to how Kendrick kind of goes when he sings and croons a little bit, you can hear it in that. So I think that they're from the same. Might not be from the same camp, but you can tell they influence each other.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. I like that. And I want that back in music. I want people say, oh, the New York sound is gone or the West Coast, whatever. I like that. I like YG sounds like he's from West Coast. I
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
Kendrick
absolutely.
sounds like he's from West Coast. I want those coasts to be because in a way it's a sense of pride.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can stand up on that and actually have it. And so I don't know if New York would ever come back because A$AP Rocky ruined it for them. He went down south and
That
took
Houston sound.
That Houston
Why
sound.
was it ever even in his hands to ruin?
I don't
man?
know.
That's
I don't know. So that was my review on the Anderson Paak. I'll let you guys go. I gave it an 82. So he got a good grade. He can take it home to dad.
You want to jump in, Jay?
yeah. I'm new to Anderson Paak. Never heard the guy before. Smooth album. It reminds me of just cruising down the street, late evening, man, windows down, and with some Anderson Paak on, man. It just it talks to me on more levels than one. I like the track selection. It was kind of a new sound to me. I'm not used to hearing a sound like that. Overall, I give it an 80.
Okay.
I give it an 80.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll jump in there, man. Now, the Anderson Paak album, it was actually just an album that I stumbled across when, 2 weeks ago when we reviewed Wiz Khalifa, which made it very hard to listen to that Wiz Khalifa album afterwards. Just kind of hopped in the car, man. I saw the album was a new release, and I figured, hey, I'll give it a go. I'd heard the name before, hadn't heard the music, so figured I'd give it a go, man, and I was pleasantly surprised. I felt like Anderson Paak really brought a new, refreshing sound that's not, been very popular in urban music, I would say. With the live instrumentation, really raspy but still crisp kind of vocals going on there. A lot of heavy lyrics on there, but not deep or depressing or anything like that. But talking about a lot of real things, which I can really appreciate. His style, as far as, even though he's a singer, he still kind of has a rap style in the way that he incorporates a lot of different kind of rhyme patterns and flows in the songs that he has out there. I really like the band that he has backing him. We don't fact check around here, but I believe that they're like they're Grand Nationals or something like that. But really, really solid band on that album, and in the performances, I think it was really refreshing to hear. Live instrumentation over that type of music nowadays. With it, I thought that the album was very cohesive, man. Each song transitioned into the next seamlessly, I would say. It was just an album that you could put on and let it ride. At no point did I ever feel like, oh, man, I'm ready to skip this to get to the next track. A lot of times, even though I could tell that the songs were switching or that there was a transition there, it was not like, I don't like the sound on this record, but I like the sound on the next one. Each one of them sounded different, but they still sounded the same a bit. So that was all very enjoyable, I would say. All in all, man, for new music, I was pleasantly surprised with this album. I would give this album a solid 85. I would say this is new music that go out there and get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that a lot of people are looking for this kind of music nowadays, especially in kind of the wave that R&B is going in right now. This was something new and refreshing. It's not the same old Chris Brown record. No shade to Chris Brown, but just something different, man. Talking about something more than, kind of what we get on the radio these days. So I would recommend it for anybody that's looking for something smooth to kind of cruise to, man. Something that you can listen to with the family in the car or even riding with the homies. So, man, go check it out. Go get that.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up, man. I mirror your thoughts on that one. The one track that stood out to me was the one I don't know what the girl's name.
Rhapsody.
The girl that was rapping.
Yeah.
She basically talked about how he messed up.
Yep.
She basically she accused him of something she didn't do, whatever. I thought that was very dope how she rapped about that.
Yo, Rhapsody is probably my favorite female rapper. Like, each feature that I've heard her on, man, she's like, each one is getting better and better, because that's actually the girl from Complexion. On Kendrick's album. That's Rhapsody, one of Ninth Wonder's artists. So
really,
yeah, man, I'll be checking her out. I don't listen to a lot of female rappers for the same reasons that Sean Price didn't.
If she took any advice from us, she should just be on features. Don't make a whole album. I don't want to hear a whole album of female rap. I'm sorry, I just don't want to.
I just can't relate to it a lot of times, but she is dope. I'll give her
maybe
credit.
That's why
she's very
female
dope.
Rappers don't really take off like that.
I think that is, like, I mean, I can't listen to Nicki Minaj because what she's talking about, I don't relate to that in any way whatsoever.
Like zero bit.
You know
Absolutely
what I mean?
No,
I listen to her on mute.
No shade from the Hive. I don't want them coming at us. So
yeah. I mean, listen, she can do her thing, man. No hate.
Yeah.
But like I said, I listen to her on mute. So
Absolutely. I didn't even know she talked. I just always thought it was mute. All right, so the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead. You know what, man? Jay been building up this album for about 2 months, so I think that you should go ahead and kick it off, man. Go ahead and kick it in the door.
Save the best
with
for
it.
last, man. Save the best for last.
I don't know that we can, man. We've been building this anticipation so long, bro.
Yes, we've been all about Yeezus.
Yes.
Me and Kevin been talking about Switcher's gonna be a brick. You go ahead and lead this off with us, man. You let us know. What did you think of it?
Sleeper classic. I'm just gonna come out and say that right now. Sleeper classic. If you're looking for the next great rap album, that's not what this is. I think this is a album that is more of an artistic expression, more of music, more so than labeled into one specific genre. So when you start off with the track, you got some gospel in there, You have some of the old school Kanye rapping with what's the name of the track? I miss the
Love
old Kanye. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Kanye. I think he gives you pieces of his life, pieces of his artwork. You know, and because I think he considers himself more so an artist than a rapper. He's more of like an art musician, if that is a term. So when he says the life of Pablo, and I looked up Pablo's stuff, and it made me think of the track arrangements. Some of the track arrangements, and I was telling you this, Nadir, they seemed like they were overproduced, or sometimes didn't really mesh well together. I had to listen to it a couple times, and then I thought, okay, Life of Pablo. He's naming it after Pablo. Why is he naming it after Pablo? So then I looked at some of Pablo's artwork, and I'm like, okay, so if we look at some of Pablo's artworks of human beings, they're not like normal pictures of human beings. They're, for lack of better terms, disfigured or arranged in a certain way that is still beautiful, even though it's not a human being. It's still art. So, and I think that's what Kanye West was trying to do here. He was still making art or music, and just not arranged in similar fashion. His rhymes, I wasn't really looking for the rhymes, really. I mean, on the tracks where he had a rhyme, like I Miss the Old Kanye, I think he did a good job. There was a little auto-tune in there. I think he was just given his... Yes.
Hold on. Before you go.
Yes.
The Pablo Picasso analogy you just used, right?
Correct.
A question I have about that. When Pablo Picasso put his art piece together, all those pieces became one beautiful picture. Do you think that this album was a beautiful album? Do you think like those pieces that he put on the album make this a beautiful album?
Yes. If you do not look at it as a rap album and more of a artistic music album, because I'm making this category up, artistic music album.
But I find it hard to not look at it as an R&B. I mean, as a hip hop album, because Kanye is hip hop, and he promised us this was going to be a hip hop album. He said that when he put out All Day,
and All Day was hip hop.
But he said that he said you want Swish, new album, whatever. He said that this is what it's going to be. It's going to be more of this.
But Kanye, you guys know Kanye, he thinks of himself as bigger than hip hop, and I think he was approaching the construction of this album as more of a art, like almost like a painting, more so than a hip hop album.
Okay. I'll let you finish. I didn't want to.
Oh no, that's cool. Yeah. And then it was interesting because I was following Twitter, and somebody was asking Lupe how he felt about the album, and and I'm just paraphrasing, but Lupe was like, Lupe feels he's a better rapper than Kanye, but when it comes to making music, Kanye's better than Lupe at making music.
What did Kanye do on this album?
I think what he did was he told his life story. He blended in a lot of different styles, a lot of different types of music into one cohesive project. I think it's a cohesive project. I mean, anytime you got Kirk Franklin on a song with I think what's his name, Chance 3 or Chance
the Rapper.
Yeah. Like who does that? And who can make it sound good? I mean, you were just singing it earlier. It sounds good. It sounds good, and that's the part of music that I think he's good at. He makes stuff sound good.
Okay.
You might not, if you were looking for him to spit his heavy lyrics. They're not. They're not really there. But I never looked for Kanye to give me that.
So yeah, definitely. We'll get into that. But so what you're saying though is he put together the album.
I'm saying sound wise, yeah. He put together music wise, yeah.
So he's DJ Khaled.
Huh?
He's DJ Khaled.
I mean, one facet of him, because he's more than just an artist or a rapper to me. Like,
but he didn't produce.
I would say he's the architect. He didn't produce all the tracks.
No, he didn't produce any of them. Besides, the only one he produced was.
He produced like 2 or 3.
The only one he got full credit on by himself was the "I Love Kanye" song. That's the only one.
There was no beat.
But he has his hands in all the tracks, though. So if it's not,
of course, it's his album. But so is DJ Khaled. He has his hands in a lot of the album too.
Correct, but DJ Khaled doesn't rap. DJ Khaled doesn't. I don't think DJ Khaled has.
So are you saying that Kanye rapped on this album?
There are some tracks where he did rap.
Kanye released some of the worst bars known to man on this album. Like the worst.
But you're still looking through the glasses of it's supposed to be in a hip hop album. It's not a hip hop album.
What is rap?
Huh?
Rap is hip hop.
I'm saying, but it's not a hip hop album though. So if you're
rapping though, that's okay. I give you on that. That's like saying Fergie doesn't make a hip hop album.
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
you give me something better.
But she rapped. Okay,
she raps.
Okay, but the thing is, Kanye released like it was. I can't even call those struggle bars. You know what I'm saying? Like I pretty much know if you give me an hour to write something with my daughter in the room, me and her could probably make better rhymes than what he made on that album.
But it's not. You're still looking at it as a hip. He's not. I don't think he's really even trying to rap like the song 30 Hours.
30 Hours. Somebody wrote that.
Huh?
Somebody that the verses on that was totally a complete 180 than the rest of the album. The verse like that actually was a decent verse.
I would say No More Parties in L.A. was his best verse.
No More Parties in L.A. There probably was too, but I think he had to bring out the heat. And then also, it's a complete pump fake with 3 stacks. I'm looking at the. I'm like 3 stacks on here. We about to get it. Yes, 3 stacks. And 3 stacks just harmonized.
Hashtag 30 hours, man.
30
but
hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like he has the ear. Like all he needed to do was harmonize on that, because that 30 hours is still catchy.
You know who gets a lot of production credit on this album? Rick Rubin.
He does.
Rick Rubin did everything.
I don't know too much about Rick Rubin, but I mean he got production.
What?
Yeah. You got
I don't.
Wow.
I don't. I know he had his
Rubin,
hands on the Yeezus album.
He did most everything from early Def Jam, man. He was the co-founder of Def Jam.
But I don't want to keep going.
So I'll go ahead and give my score.
Yeah, a discussion on it. You can keep. We can keep talking about it. You don't have to give your score now. It's up to you as far as what you want to give it.
I give it an A.
You give it an A. So what did you give it?
What score are we going?
We'll give it a 91.
91. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right.
Dear, I'm gonna let you go next, man.
You sure?
Because bro, I can mumble on for hours.
Well, you be sounding like Kanye if you were mumbling. So like, all right. Here goes my thing on it, man. Here goes my thing on it. Like, I was all over the place on this album. I went from completely hating it to this is not bad. Like, this is almost good. To once again feeling disrespected almost by it. And I'm gonna tell you why. When I first heard it, I'm 37. Okay, first off, everybody.
Oh,
I come from and I'm a hip hop
shade, bro.
Yeah, the shade.
The shade.
But you know what though? When I say that, only to say I come from an era where you listen to rap.
right.
You listen to what people say. Kanye's verses, when he talked about the model and the bleach butthole and all, like, listen, that might go down in history as one of the Warren G bad raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was NXET. Like, that is one of the worst bars I've ever heard. So when I listened to that, I'm like, is he serious about this? Like,
but that's not a bar though.
That's rap. That's rap,
not
Jay.
rap.
Jay.
He was rapping, man.
He was rapping.
He was rapping.
Okay. He was rapping.
Like, I mean, that was how he started his verse.
That's how he started. Now, let me start off at the beginning.
Okay.
What's the first song?
Ultralight
B. One of the best intros to an album ever. One of the best intros to an album I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper put his foot in that intro.
Yeah.
If you don't know, if you never knew about Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap before that,
but Chance is dope anyway. So.
He is. But if you didn't know about him, he basically, and it was Chance's song. I read about this. It was Chance's song, but Kanye strong-armed him and was like, "Nah, I need that," and he put it on the album. So when you start off an album like that, I'm like, okay, what am I listening to here? This might be some heat. I thought I was about to have to get on eBay and buy some Yeezys. I did think that was going to be it. The second song that came on, I was like, okay, this is all right.
Father Stretch My Hands.
Yeah, Father Stretch My Hands was okay. It was. I mean, the beat was there. But the thing about it is that got me, though, man, with this album was, first off, every song, when I started to get into it, it was over. The songs were like 2 minutes long. 2.5, 3 minutes. The longest tracks on the album was the intro and then the one at the end, 30 Hours. So I listened to the album about 16, 17 times, and I started realizing, why am I listening to it so quick? It was only about 40 minutes worth of music, you know? So if that's what Kanye's goal was, and hopefully this isn't a finished album, because that's the only thing I'm hanging my hat on, is that maybe there's more to it. Because when I went to it like this. If I muted Kanye, if I muted him, and then I also put my mindset into, like, this isn't a hip-hop album, I liked it. I'm like, I like this. But I cannot, the hip-hop in me will not allow me to accept that as a finished product. I will not accept the fact that this is a guy who is one of the greatest artists in my lifetime. And he
Nadir,
gave
let
me.
me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
You said this guy is one of the greatest artists.
Yeah.
Not rapper. You said artist.
Yes.
So this album
We'll
is
give him
art.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's art. No,
Okay.
I give you that. On that scale, I do give it art. You know, I do give it that. but what can I credit him for? Because what I did was I tried to separate the two. I had rapper Kanye and I had producer Kanye, right? But when I started looking at the credits, Kanye didn't produce any of this album. So I can't give him credit for producer Kanye. So all I've left is rapper Kanye. Okay? And rapper Kanye pretty much put a dud out. So he was DJ Khaled. So one of the greatest artists that I have grown up to like and love, who definitely touched the culture with fashion and all that stuff, the Kanye that I grew to love is gone. He's never coming back. You know?
Yeah.
That Kanye is gone. And I'm accepting of that. But the music, when I just have the music and I listen to it, it is a very, sonically, I can listen to it. I didn't have any problem with the beats. I actually like the beats. But when I listen to what Kanye is talking about, it really, it bothered me, man. It was all over the place. I look at it like this. You take an artist, right, and you put him in a room, you give him 18 canvases, and you give him all the tools to make art. You give him clay, you give him paint, you give him whatever. And then they go and make 18 different pieces, but they don't finish any of them. That is what that album was to me. Was like, I can tell that you have talent. I can tell that you have your fingers in all of it. But when it comes down to it, what did you do? You just got everybody in a room and say, okay, let's make some music.
So
I cannot give you full honest credit that you did, because on those other albums, Kanye was rapping.
But
He was putting out good
you just
music.
said though, his fingers are in all of it. But
So
what did you do?
So was DJ Khaled's.
But DJ Khaled and Kanye West are two different people. Though.
Why?
Why are they two different people?
Mhm.
Because artistically, Kanye West is better than DJ Khaled. DJ
Why,
Khaled is.
but why are you saying Kanye is artistically better? Because of what he did in the past, right?
You say what?
Because we did in the past.
No, I'm saying what he's doing now, except for Yeezus. I did not. Like
Okay,
Yeezus.
but you also, but let's be honest here. You also are giving him credit because what he did in the past.
No, I'm giving him credit for the vision that he had for this album and trying to compare it to the actual life of Pablo, to his life, because he's saying that he is one of the most influential artists of the what are we in the 21st century.
That's bravado.
But
I think
let me ask you this: Is that the truth though? Let's be real, because he did birth the whole Drake.
No, he did.
Yes, he does.
No, he definitely gets credit for
That's
that.
what I'm
He
saying.
definitely gets credit for that. He definitely, and that's why I actually like the I Love Kanye album, because he definitely pointed that out. I admit that on him, but they're also, his clones are making better music than what he put out in this. When Views from the Six come out, when other artists release more music, we'll forget about this album.
Let me ask you this though: Your kids are going to be better than you. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
There you go.
So I don't think that that's Kanye's vision on that, because he's still in his heart of hearts. I think he still thinks he's the best, and he's not.
Well, I mean, everybody in the hip hop game thinks they're the best. I mean,
Not like
Wiz
him, though.
Wiz Khalifa thinks he's the best. Well,
That's true.
I don't know that Wiz thinks he's the best, man. I think that he does what he does. Yeah.
We might need to add that out the video.
Yeah, we can't. It's all off. Yeah, it's not definitely not like. But yeah, man. So I know Pops. I know saying that DJ Khaled and Kanye on the same is kind of blasphemous, but I only kind of put that out there to say that they're on par with each other, because DJ Khaled orchestrates an album just like Kanye orchestrated this album. Is the only reason why I bring that up. But like I said, the hip hop in me won't allow me to accept Kanye for doing these raps, man.
It's tough, man.
It's tough.
It
man.
is tough.
You know, when me and Ray J will be friends, cause we have to come on, man. Like seriously, man. Like,
but that is not. I would even say that's more of, and just see where I'm going with this. That's more of singing, not rapping.
Yeah, but it's still words. It's still wordplay.
But now we're going into words though. Now, so is it? Are you looking for it for rap, or are you looking for?
I mean,
for words?
You know what? That's rapping, because if you listen to like Chance the Rapper, bro, like he kind of raps in that same kind of cadence where it's kind of sing songy, but he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, these are rap songs. Like, that's Kanye rapping, man. Like he just,
that's a gray area. We can't say that's him rapping, and on some parts, but then that's him singing, rapping. Like, let's do apples to apples here on 808s, right? Yeah, right.
808s
That was singing.
That was singing, but it had words. It definitely had content. It definitely made sense.
But it also had melodies.
Yes, and we could feel the pain in that.
Oh,
we also knew where he was coming from that.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
With this, I don't know where he's coming from.
But did you do the side research though to see why he compared his or why he named his life or album "The Life of Pablo"? Though?
Well, even doing, if I did no, I didn't.
Okay.
But even if I did do the research on it, I still would compare it with good music. And this just, in my opinion, wasn't great music. It was decent. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm not going to call it trash. I'm not going to go to that extent. But I don't think that it was good music. I think he could have did better. You know?
Yeah.
I lightweight feel like disrespected by it. Because for him to be an amazing artist like that, I think he left a lot on the table. You know, I definitely think he left a lot on the table. And
I think too, he gave it out for free if you got Tidal.
no, it's not for free. Title's not free.
I still say if you got Tidal.
And that's my thing too. And I will commend him for bringing out Frank Ocean. He went and found Frank
Yes.
and brought him back. I will commend him on that. But and I'll let Kevin get into it. I know I've dominated the conversation. I gave it a 55, man.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
Ooh.
you get points for coming to class.
That's
You do get points for showing up, but this was an unfinished paper.
We did say it was a polarizing album, man. So
Yeah.
91 and a 55.
Yeah, I can't accept that. I can't. So I'll give you the floor, Kevin.
All right, man. So I'll jump into this album now. I mean, this album, if nothing else, it was marketed in a wonderful way. I mean, Kanye has been pushing this album for a little over a year now. It has changed so many times. It's gone from it went from So Help Me God to Swish to Waves and finally The Life of Picasso. You know, he's done a great job at marketing this album, and the anticipation has been high. And then, you know, kind of got thrown around a little bit there, man. We got a couple of garbage tracks because, I mean, as you know, I was not a fan of Only One. I only thought that what was the other song that All Day.
All Day, yeah.
4 or 5 seconds. I think that was actually Rihanna's song, but I wasn't a fan of that either. All Day was just okay to me. I felt like he was following a formula that usually works for him, but it didn't quite work out that time, which is why I also don't think it didn't make the album either. But he did a great job of leading up to this album. And then, you know, we got to the Good Fridays, man. We got 2 just amazing tracks, man. It really sounded like this album was going to be a great project when we start looking at Real Friends and we look at No More Parties in LA, man. Just Kanye rapping his behind off out here. And even to some extent, the original version of Wolves with Vic Mensa and Sia.
Yeah, why did he cut that out?
Hey, beyond me. But, you know, I didn't think Vic Mensa added a whole lot to it, but I thought Sia's part was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah. But, I mean, the original version I felt like would have been just as good as the one that made the album, if nothing else. So, or actually, it might have been a little bit better, but I don't know. But, okay. Then just kind of get down to the rundown of this album. All right. I'm just going to kind of go track by track. And with it, you know, we open up the album at Ultralight Beam. Amazing. Amazing. I mean, he blended so many different styles on there, man. So much emotion. I mean, he brought Kelly Price and The Dream together and made it, a really great sound. I mean, he rapped on there and then had Kurt Franklin talking at the end, which, I mean, that was inspirational, what Kurt Franklin was saying at the end of that. Like, I mean, that felt like you were in church again.
Absolutely.
You know, that was a really great breakout into the song. And then, I mean, Chance had the best verse on the whole entire album. So, I mean, like, that was, man, magnifique. A great way to lead off this album, man.
Yes.
So then we jump into Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, which was pretty, you know, it was all right. I thought the intro of it was really good, man. It had a really nice beat on there. The production sounded pretty clean for that track. You know, I did feel like the Future, which Jay Future is a Southern American based rapper out of Atlanta. You know,
I love it.
I believe that he's had about 4 studio albums. His most recent being Evo, that recently dropped on Apple Music. You know, he's had such hits as Turn on the Lights and Tony Montana. You know, he's been hailed for great projects such as Dirty Sprite 2. Okay. So there's a little bit of background on Future, who was not featured on this album.
I appreciate you.
Though his ad-libs were.
Yeah.
And his ad-libs were tracked by a guy named Designer from Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So there's a little tidbit on that, which I felt like was flagrantly disrespectful for Kanye to go ahead and put that on. Like, if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you, and that's not Future saying that.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. Like, you knew what you were doing, and I mean that's no shade to the new kid or whatever, man. I think this kid is like 19 years old. You know, it's probably just, you know, what he heard. He probably didn't know this stuff was going to blow up the way that it did, man. That Panda song, which is actually what that sample that's in that song is from the song Panda. Black X9 Phantom, white it looked like a panda. Saying absolutely nothing, which I don't know why Kanye would choose to throw that on there. And then I mean, how do you kind of start that song off? Because I kind of group Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 and Part 2 as one song. Like he could have just made it one song and just had a transition in the middle, which is what it really seemed like he was trying to do, even though he broke it into 2 separate tracks. But why would you kind of start off with that gospel beginning of that song and then move into the whole Bleach line? Like,
yes,
bruh, where's the vision in this? Like man, first of all, that was a cringeworthy bar. Like that line was cringeworthy. I mean, that was a hack move.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
I thought he was playing.
Kanye's better than that.
Yes.
And that's how I really feel about that. Like he's better than that. He doesn't need to kind of have these kind of hack lines in there. And okay, so then we move on to Famous. With I hated the Rihanna feature on that song. It just didn't blend well. It just wasn't good. I'm just gonna move right on past that because it wasn't a great song. But we'll move on down to Feedback. I thought Feedback was pretty good, man. It had a really different kind of sound to it. I'm not quite sure who produced it. I've looked at the track listing for this, but I've been doing so much research behind this album. This album has really kind of moved me from left to right so many times this week that it's hard kind of keeping it all together. But
who got a lot of writing credits on the album too was
who's that?
McCruder.
Yeah, he did.
AKA Kid Cudi.
Yes.
Shout out Cudi.
Yo, I will say though, man, Cudi really sounded like he was returning back to form. Like
I'm telling you,
I was very happy to hear Cudi on this album sounding like the old Cudi. It made me excited to hear new Cudi, and which I mean, maybe there is something to this Kanye album being good, because if he got me excited for a Cudi album after that god awful Speeding Bullet to Heaven,
I listened to Speeding Bullet.
my God, I don't know how. I mean, it was bad to the point that even the Beavis and Butthead impersonation on that album said, "You know what? I don't know about this album." Wow. You put it on your album that Beavis and Butthead didn't even know about this album, and if it was any good, because it was just hot garbage. And if the album wasn't hot garbage enough by itself, you had the nerve, the unmitigated gall, to add the demos to these horrid tracks onto this. Never mind. Anyways, I'm looking forward to Cudi maybe coming back to form now that he's linked back up with Kanye, which is a godsend after that horrendous album that he dropped. Moving on, I thought Low Lights. I thought that was a pretty good song. Pretty good production. The lyrics weren't too bad, anything like that. Highlights. I didn't really like that song. That was the me and Ray J can be friends. Blah 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 blah. Again, another kind of hacky kind of song with the lyrics. First of all, there are a lot of hack lyrics on this whole album. The beginning half of this album, there are a lot of hack lyrics. Freestyle 4, I actually really enjoyed. I thought that his flow on there was immaculate.
Really?
Yeah, I liked Freestyle 4 because it really did sound like he was freestyling that song, and I enjoyed it. Like I could let that play. I love Kanye. I thought that was a really that was cute.
Yeah,
that was cute of him to put that on there.
Yeah, that's a good word.
You know what I mean? That was nice of him to put on there. Waves, I didn't like that song at all. And if I believe that's the song with Chris Brown. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
did they wait for that song to get done to put it on there?
I don't think they did. You know what? And we'll talk about that. Once I kind of get down to the track by track review, man. We'll talk about that a little bit, man. So then FML, I thought FML was pretty good.
I like FML.
Yeah, Family Medical Leave.
Yeah.
Then Real Friends, of course, you guys know. I thought that was a great song, man.
Yeah.
It really had me pumped for the album. Wolves was just okay. I don't know, like the corny guys I wish you could unfollow and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like again, hack lines again. The Silver Surfer intermission.
Listen,
my God, why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
That was because of Wiz.
Yeah,
that was all because of Wiz.
That really got under his skin, I guess.
Yeah,
but my thing is, then you moved away from Waves, so why does it matter?
Look, man, Max B is exactly where he needs to be. All right, I mean, listen, he killed a guy. All right, that's where he needs to be.
Listen, I'm not like. I like the whole Bigaville persona, but the music wasn't great. I'm just be honest with you, man. The music wasn't great.
Yeah.
Even though I like Ballin', he did a couple little nice songs, but 30 Hours. I thought that was a great song, but man, was it a letdown. Like the beginning of that song, the first 2.5, 3 minutes of that song was really, really good. And I thought, the story that he was kind of telling there was interesting. No hack lines in there, so that was pretty good. I mean, maybe the only thing open is a Waffle House. We had the DoubleTree, not the Aria. I thought that was kind of funny, but
but even on that song though, Kevin, even the bars on there, they were hit or miss.
Yeah, they were.
They were. I mean, he definitely, the part we went into, I need a beginning, ending, and ending, or whatever he said on that. That was
happy beginning, middle, and ending. Yeah.
But the thing he even said on that song that was kind of like the outro song.
Yeah,
and you can look at any of your old hip hop albums.
Yeah, but so was the outro on Graduation. When Jay came on there and talked about, when he said, "F you, Kanye, blah blah," and then he went into kind of talking.
Making me do this.
It still was rapping.
Yeah,
and he was snapping on it.
Right, but I mean, it's still just an outro track. So how much do you give for that extra outro track? I mean, it's not supposed.
I'll let Kevin finish, but it sounds like you're copping. You're
you might be copping, please, here, man.
You're making excuses, Jay.
So, but now to the other side, because that song is a little over 6 minutes long, or it's pretty close to 6 minutes, 5.5. All right, so first 2.5, 3 minutes of that song were really good. Yo, Kanye. My God, dog, we did not need to hear 2 minutes of you rambling on 3 Stacks just saying 30 hours, man. Like, that was disappointing. Like, everybody was expecting 3 Stacks to do something nice on there. Yeah. I mean, it was good to hear him on there. Get a little bit of, sample of 3 Stacks.
There,
okay.
But, like, dog, nobody wants to hear you take a phone call.
No.
All right, like I'm offended that you do this to us. Yeah, like yo, nah, dog. Like you low key ruined that song. Even though the Matt Barnes line was kind of clever, that was funny. I wish that he would have worked that into that song somehow.
Funny. So hold on, was he saying that him and Kim have an old relationship, or was he saying a previous relationship was open?
I think he was just talking like.
He's just rambling.
If you ask me, it sounded like it was about Amber Rose. You know what I'm saying? Just from the way he was talking about, you wasn't mine, no, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Because I mean, she gets a couple shouts on this album, which I don't know. They live a weird kind of life. All right, so then Faded is in there somewhere. I think I might have skipped over Faded somewhere in the track list, but Faded is in there. Yo, Faded, I'm so on the fence about that song because I like the Travis Scott feature. I like hearing Ty Dolla $ign on there. But, yo, that I Feel Enslaved sample was terrible. That Deep Inside part, that was terrible. The beat is terrible. It's not a good song.
You didn't like the beginning part of it?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
You know what? That beat reminded me of that Truffle Butter song, and I hated that song too.
I hated that song too.
Yeah, and
I didn't like Ty Dolla $ign on there though, but I'm a Ty Dolla $ign stan.
Yeah, see, that was my thing. I like that Ty Dolla, and I like Travis Scott on there when he got on there.
But that's the problem I have with it is like everyone calls these people clones of Kanye, but they sound better than him.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah, but that goes back to your kids being better than you though.
Yeah, but when you put out like Jay, there's a lot of
let's leave it there though, because he birthed this style of music.
Okay, if that's the truth, then you cannot come out with an album and still claim to be the best.
I don't know that you could say that about Travis Scott though, because Travis Scott did a lot of the writing for Kanye.
Yes,
he wrote a lot of Kanye stuff.
Yeah.
So Kanye actually ended up taking Travis Scott's style. So it's not Travis Scott being
was Travis Scott.
No, not 808s.
So
808s
Travis
was
Scott
Kid Cudi though.
Yeah, Travis Scott.
Kid Cudi wrote most of 808s.
Did he now?
Yes.
Okay.
808s is Kid
I didn't know
Cudi.
that. But did he sing the tracks though?
No, he didn't. Not all of them.
No, it's delivery.
But
Kanye delivered it.
Yeah.
It's like
so the genre itself, who would you give credit to birthing the genre?
No,
I'll have to give it to Kanye.
Yeah.
And
actually, you know what? Hold on. Before you, let me cut you off.
You good?
We got to go to 3 Stacks because 3 Stacks birthed Kanye.
Yeah, in
808s.
Okay.
That Love Below birthed 808s.
Okay, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just wanted we can say Kanye because it is.
But aren't you supposed to be better than your parents? It's still
but I also don't expect my dad to go out there and throw out a dud either.
Hey,
you know, like
I mean,
I am supposed to be better than my dad, but
that's if you're looking at it from a hip hop perspective. Though.
I'm looking at it from a
music perspective.
If you're looking at a music perspective, I don't see how you gave it a 55. But sorry, Cam, go ahead and finish it.
Man, you know what though? It was a good point that you brought up there, man, about genius. And I actually heard something earlier this week that made a lot of sense. And genius is not an individual trait, man. It is a group trait. And if you look at it, I mean, on down from inventors like Thomas Edison. Like Thomas Edison had a group of 14 inventors. He didn't invent jack.
Nah, the brother actually invented that light bulb.
He didn't invent jack. He just claimed the patents for it, so his name went out there.
Right.
But it was actually a group of 14 inventors. Steve Jobs didn't even know how to code.
Yeah,
all right,
right.
Wozniacki, You know what I'm saying? He's the reason why everything went the
Right.
way that it did. Steve Jobs was talented at bringing talented people together to work on one project and get one vision going. But he didn't actually build anything himself. I mean, you look at Johnny Ives and the other guy, he escapes my yeah, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Genius is it is a group. It's a group effort, man. And it's a group collaboration. And for that reason, Kanye is a genius because he knows how to bring together artists that you may not normally see paired together and get the absolute best out of them. And most really good producers do the same. I mean, if you listen, like I've heard stories about Dr. Dre taking artists into the booth, and you know what I'm saying, he will make you redo your part 30 times until he just hears it in the pitch that he likes to hear, or he'll bring somebody else in to kind of coach you how to do it. But you know what I'm saying, that's what creative genius would do. You know what I'm saying, that's how you get the best product. It's not
Diddy and the Hitman.
Diddy and the Hitman, exactly. I mean, Diddy was a ghost producer. The Hitman did most of the production, but Diddy got the credit. But that's because Diddy brought it together. And you know what, that in a lot of ways is what genius is. You know, it's a team effort. So in that fact, Kanye is one of the greatest. Like he brings together sounds that you would never think to have meshed.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: is Kanye a rapper producer or a producer rapper?
Kanye is an artist, and
Okay,
I will
yeah,
give him
okay,
that.
yep,
I will give him that
okay.
solely. He is an
Yep.
artist. I won't box him into just being a rapper or a producer or anything like that. He is an artist, and he is a really good artist, really talented artist.
So I'll take back the DJ Khaled line. I'd say Diddy.
You know what? Yeah, okay, that'd be a fair comparison. But you know what? DJ Khaled actually is not a bad comparison. The only difference there is that Khaled doesn't actually lend any real vocals outside of his screaming.
Right.
But I mean, Khaled also has a talent for bringing people together. You know, production, rappers, everything like
What do I
that,
do
and making
here?
hit tracks. He makes
do I do?
hits.
Just go. Do another mission.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But all right. Now, all that said, I will also say that this album, now that I've had a chance to kind of sit with it, like I've been listening to it all week because, like you, Nadir, I've been like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't like it at first, then I started to grow on it, and then you know I kind of went back to feeling a little gypped. It feels like an incomplete album.
Yes.
And it really does. It sounds like Kanye just kind of rushed this out. He didn't really have time to flesh out these ideas, and it's evident in a lot of the tracks that are on here because a lot of the tracks are really good, and some of them just aren't. Like,
He's
you know what I
mumbling
mean?
on a lot of songs too, almost like
He is like they're doing reference tracks.
Yeah, like reference tracks. That's why I don't. Maybe maybe it's the Kanye fan in me, but I'm thinking that maybe the album's just not done because everything
it
I've
sounds
read,
that way.
yeah, everything I've read said that it is going to come out on Google Play. It is going to come out on Apple Music once the album is completed.
He says it's never coming out on Apple.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
think
he
he has
said.
the power to say that
I
because
think he does.
Yeah, he did. I think.
I don't. The only reason why I say that is because it's on Tidal, which Tidal promoted themselves as basically get like a new
Artist
SoundCloud.
freedom.
Like
Yeah.
you would be able to get
Yeah.
like the song's not finished because Kanye was always good about like even the stuff that leaked before Dark Twisted Fantasy came out. It sounded different than the final product.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm hoping I should say that this is another indication of that. Like this isn't the album is
You
finished.
even think about the rollout of the album, though. I mean, like the album was finished, then
Yeah.
Chance wanted another song added, so then they
Yeah.
pushed that back a little bit. Like it was a sloppy rollout for the album, and that makes me feel like it was an incomplete album. Like he felt like, man, I just have to get this out because I'll work on it forever if I don't. You know what I mean? Like if you just give me unlimited time to work on this album, it'll never come out because it'll keep changing. Which
Right.
I mean, it did. Like think about what Swish was supposed to be last year with All Day, Only One. Probably 4 or 5 seconds, Wolves for what it was back then. Think about what that album was. Like that album completely changed, and I think it changed because he was putting up bricks. Like those songs weren't catching the way that that they were supposed to. Had those songs been hits, we'd have got this album a long time ago.
I think so. I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely agree with that. And even now, man, like even I want Kanye to win, and it was hard for me to also take my mindset out of the antics he was putting up on Twitter, man.
That actually kind of made me enjoy the album a little bit more.
Did
like,
it?
Yeah, I like the wildness, man. Taylor Swift's fake behind.
Yeah. Well, shoot, from what I read though, like everyone talks about it, him and Taylor had a conversation about it,
Yeah,
and she knew that he was gonna put her on it. He was gonna diss her.
that was a hack line though.
Yeah, I don't think that it was to that extent. Like she knew it was going to that extent, and that's what made her go, say all that stuff. But yeah, because at the Grammy she did her, and Taylor Swift's the Illuminati. That album came out in 2014.
Yeah.
How she won Album of the Year, I still don't understand that one.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
She was built to win.
yeah, but big ups to Kendrick for his performance on the Grammys.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But all right, because I would love to have a whole conversation about the Grammys, and I know we don't have.
Yeah, we
a
can.
whole
We keep
lot of
going because I
time,
know we
but,
knew this one was going to be longer.
Yeah, we
today.
knew it was going to run a little bit long. So,
Yeah.
fans, you guys
So
are in
what'd
for
you
a
give
little
it?
treat. All right, so for that album, man, I felt like that album had a lot of highs and a lot of lows. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, brought the best out of a lot of rappers that I really enjoy. Ty Dolla $ign, man. Frank Ocean finally came back,
brought
even
Frank
for just
back.
a second.
Yeah.
Frank came back, man.
Yeah.
Cudi returning to form, man. That was very exciting, man. Chance laying down, an absolutely immaculate verse on that album, man, was great.
Chance shined.
He did. He had the best you know what? I felt like the guest features were all better than what Kanye contributed on this album.
Absolutely. That's why I said if you muted Kanye and take him out off the album, it was actually a better album.
It was almost like Kanye and Friends on this album. But,
Exactly.
But that's okay. You know what I mean? So with that, since I was kind of, since there were so many highs and lows on that album, I had to kind of go in the middle, and I had to rate this album a solid 72.
72.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I gave him a C minus. But that's kind of a working grade right now. Like, he's got the chance. Because I don't think that this is the finished product. I think that the Life of Pablo will continue to get revised, and if that's the case, I actually think that that's a pretty dope concept.
Okay.
If these songs keep coming out and they're getting revised, and we would almost be getting remixes of the songs, which I think that is the plan, because Kanye has actually said that the album isn't finished.
That'd be dope. Because I would actually think about signing up for Tidal if that was the case. If I could actually see the creative process, because I am into that. Like, I like to see the creative process behind it. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah. So
But,
I would actually like to see it. But
So we got a 55, a 72, and a 91.
Yeah.
So again, man, very polarizing album for sure.
yeah, very much so. And it definitely invokes conversation.
Yeah.
It definitely does. But I just
But it's funny. Art invokes conversation.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, all music is art. I'm not discrediting it that it's art. I just think it's bad art.
Let me ask you this, Nadir.
Yes.
If you did not look at it as a hip hop album
I
and a
didn't.
piece of art,
I did. I didn't. I said it from the beginning. I didn't look at this as a hip hop album
okay, you did, and you still gave it a 55, even without looking at it. Okay.
because of the respect factor. I cannot respect hip hop, and then also
But you just said hip hop.
it's music. Kanye is hip hop. No matter
Kanye
any way
is
you slice
music.
it, any way you slice it,
He's
Kanye
music.
is hip hop.
This is
Music,
the album
man.
of life.
Yeah, Kanye is hip hop. No matter any way you slice it, he is hip hop.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and that's the thing. Even though because I did that, I did like this is not a hip hop album, but when you're rapping and you're pushing it off as this rap,
I think that's your perception that he's pushing off his rap.
what's rap?
What is rap? I mean, that's another 2-hour show. That's another 2-hour show, man.
I feel you, and that's fair. But that's my view of it. I just looked at it as if you're gonna, it was disrespectful.
I judged it as music, and as music, it wasn't in its best form, in itself. That album was not Kanye's best. It wasn't his. I don't feel like that was his best foot forward.
No, it'll be forgettable.
Like, I'm saying, like, if you know what, I was thinking about this too and listening to that albums, and it takes me back to 808s, because I still feel like that may be Kanye's best work. And if you think about 808s, you can't really categorize 808s in any particular genre, because it's not hip hop, it's not rap music, it's not pop music, it's not rock and roll, it's not alternative, it's not, it's just music. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And with that, I think that made for really great music. Man, he got up out of here, didn't man. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? Oh, I forgot we be playing these games, but you know what I mean? And I felt like that was where Kanye kind of shined the most. But on this album, it was just kind of like, I got to give y'all something, man. I've been talking about this album for a year.
And that's
You know
the part
what I'm
that got me, man, was like, you're capable of better music than this.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if you say it's not hip hop, it's not whatever, he's capable of better music. In 808s, even though it was different, it was something totally different than what we were traditionally used to with Kanye. It still had melodic tones. It was sonically good to the ear, and that was
complete.
It was complete, and it was all because of him.
Yeah.
It was all his production. It was all him doing everything. This was not. I can't give him credit for a paper he didn't write.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel you on that.
I just can't. And that's the thing. When I tried to separate the two and just say, okay, he's not a rapper anymore. He doesn't rap. He makes music. Well, that wasn't music, man. Like he wasn't in charge of making those beats. If anything, Rick Rubin probably had more of his hands in that album than Kanye did.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I looked at it. Every track had Rick Rubin on it. Rick Rubin was also the guy that was behind the Black Album.
Yeah.
Which was one of Jay-Z's classic. If y'all have never seen the Black Album documentary, go watch it. He's the big white guy with the beard laying on the couch.
Yes.
Okay?
Rick Rubin is responsible for so much.
Yeah, man. Rick Rubin's, he does, man. And I really don't know what he does. He's kind of like a consultant is what it kind of sounds like. And he just basically gives you good advice on what to do and what not to do, and also he has a great ear for music because he had something to do with the Beatles too, didn't he?
Or
somebody.
I'm not sure.
Was it Def Jam? It was something he had.
I know he did Beastie Boys and all that. He did all the early Def Jam albums. Rick Rubin had a big hand. He's
Run DMC.
He's a producer more so in the classic way that a producer is, like we discussed on Brian Eno. Brian Eno may not play all the instruments on, like, not a hip hop producer where I made the beat, but right. He kind of produces the sound and he finds the direction. He lets you know, like, okay, yeah, this song is, this is what the sound is that we're looking for on this album or with this song. And I feel like that's what Rick Rubin does a lot of times. Like, he just kind of finds the direction. So maybe you can kind of categorize him as a project leader.
Yeah, I got you. You gotta go use the restroom?
Yeah, man.
Jay, you need to go to the doctor.
Jet it out of here, bro.
Let's stop here. Damn the Kanye, damn all that. Okay? You need to go get that checked out, okay? Because you have the bladder the size of a walnut, sir. When we went to E3 last year, this guy went to the bathroom like 50 times. He peed worse than my 2-year-old, okay? So if we can't take you to E3 this year and you're going to be going to the bathroom like a 2-year-old, like, we're going to leave you. I'm telling you got to get together.
Before we go into E3, man, I just got to have the bathroom break and I'm good after that, man.
This guy needs a potty break. You're a grown man, sir. I gotta pee right now, but I can hold it. Like, you ran out of here like you was about to burst, man.
Man, he got up out of here, dog.
Yeah.
Oh man, shout out healthy eating, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Water, man.
So yeah, the Grammys though. We were kind of talking more.
Okay.
But the Grammys thing though, that has to be talked about, man. Like I want to just clap my hands for Kendrick Lamar, straight up and down, man. Like what he did, man. It really shined the light. Because he had people tight. People were tight at that. Like, I don't know how to feel. Like, they were like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. He's really pointing out some things that I wasn't ready to talk about. Like, he really did his thing, man, on that. I mean, he had a bonfire. They had a bonfire on the Grammys doing African dances in the middle of everything, man. Like, I appreciated it. I really did.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he really jumped out there and was not afraid to say what needed to be said. Kind of spark that conversation that we need to be having, and in a real way. You know what I mean? So I really felt like that was a great performance, and even beyond that, man, the cinematography of that performance was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, just the transitions from the scene where they're in the chains and the prison suits to moving over to the bonfire with the African dances, to him standing in front of the mic with the black eye and the way that the camera kept panning.
Yeah.
It almost made it look like he was in a different spot each time, but it's a live performance going straight.
You didn't see the black eye until that
part. Yeah.
When he did Untitled too.
So with it, he bodied that performance, man, with the big Africa with Compton in the middle at the end. That was
he did that. Yeah.
That was an amazing performance, and like I said, man, it really sparked a conversation that I believe needs to be had. And beyond that, we talked lightly about that Taylor Swift needing, just being built to win, but he got robbed for album of the year.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
He was definitely the most deserving. If we're gonna talk about art, you know what I mean? Like, that was the biggest, most artistic album. Like, that album was never supposed to work. You know what I mean? Like, for what he was talking about on there, that was not supposed to be a popular album, but it was. And sonically, he jumped out of the box. He went away from what he sounded like before, and really put together a great project. He got robbed for the album of the year. I mean, I know he got recognized, but that wasn't enough. I mean, Taylor Swift is not making the kind of music that I would listen to anyway, so I can't say that her album was bad, but I'm sure that she didn't take the risks that Kendrick took on that album, and that deserves credit, man. That should be acknowledged, and I really feel like the Grammys dropped the ball. But I don't really look at the Grammys for any type of validation for what is and isn't good music. They normally don't have their finger on the pulse of what what is going to be really lasting music. I mean, I know it has the ability to kind of propel an artist, and sometimes they do a good job of breaking through. But all in all, they usually get it wrong. And in this case, they did get it wrong, and to some extent, you could tell Taylor Swift even knew that they got it wrong.
But hold on, one thing too about the Grammys too about they got it wrong, and I didn't want to. Here's the thing, man. We know the Grammys aren't hip hop. We get that, okay? I gotta put the controller down for this. But you know how they shine the light of all the people that died within the last year?
Yeah.
Okay, they showed Big Cat. They showed I forget the other two people that passed away that they showed in like 2 seconds. They like bloop, bloop. If you blinked, you missed them. Okay. But to not talk about all the other people that died this year. First of all, Sean Price died last year.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about him at all. And if you don't know about Sean Price, then you just don't know hip hop.
Yeah.
You don't understand it at all. Like for you not to put him up there, for you not to just give them their own, just give the own due. Like the ratings probably took a complete spike when I forget who was the Carpenters, whoever was singing at the album. It was on the Grammys. Everyone got up and used the bathroom. I just got on Twitter and started reading because everybody was tweeting about whatever was going on. But the Grammys, man, it's like it's a joke, man, and it'll never be acknowledged as such. And I like that Kendrick shined a light on that. And like we were talking about earlier with Beyonce and her performance, a lot of big name artists are starting to talk about the things that are going on because they feel like, I don't know, they feel like they have to, or they're too big to not talk about them. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely needs to be talked about. And I watched the Grammys like it was a joke, man. And for him not to get Album of the Year, Taylor Swift's the Illuminati. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. But shame on you, Grammys, for not mentioning Sean Price.
But I never expect them to. Like I said, man, we shouldn't seek our validation from the Grammys. We know, you know what I mean, and that's all that really matters. We know, and I feel like most people with with kind of their ear to things and that are paying attention, they know. But I do feel like the Grammys is a good outlet to kind of get that message out there to the folks that aren't paying attention, or the folks that do live in that bubble, somewhere in Wyoming or wherever they may be located. So in that sense, I do wish that Kendrick would have gotten that acknowledgement because that project was really deserving. But at the same time, I feel like everybody knows that just because he didn't win, it's not an indictment against how good that album really was.
Yeah, I guess you put it that way. I agree with you on that. I don't know, man. We'll see. So what are we going to review next week?
Ooh, now that's a good question, man. You guys have anything you guys want to listen to? Cause, I mean, we've been building this Kanye for so long, bro.
You know what? Let's listen to that Big Boy album that you mentioned, Kev.
Big Boy. Okay, well, let me find the title for this album, so that way the listeners, if they want to join us, they will be able to do so.
Okay.
And I actually have not listened to it just yet, so I do. I look forward to that.
So
Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors.
91, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a big one. That was, but you know what? Hey, man. Like I said, that album was gonna be polarizing.
Yeah.
So it was what it was there, man. I can see why you would feel that way, but for me, man, Kanye let me down a little bit just because I do expect greatness when he drops his albums and things like that. I can't find this album, bro. Oh, Big Grams. There we go. Big Grams EP. It's Big Boy and Fantagram. So it is actually a collaboration album with Big Boy and electric rock duo Fantagram. So, yeah. I think you might have jumped out the window a little bit,
right.
But you know what? I like a lot of electronic rock, so I look forward to this album.
Check it out.
Yeah, you know what? I would also like to say, man, if you're not already, man, we're all here in Columbus, and there's been a lot of really, really good artists coming out of Columbus here recently. So make sure that you are supporting local music out here, because I think there's a lot of talent. I think that the light will be shining very soon on Columbus artists. So keep an eye out, man. I think that that's something definitely to look forward to.
Also, I just posted our scores we gave the album Check us out on GamesMusicLyfe on
Internet
Twitter.
might blow up.
Yep, life with the Y, not an I. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube if you missed our videos today. Follow us, chat to us. Let us know if you guys want to hear a separate album next week or the week after. Just give us your thoughts.
And Instagram too.
And
Instagram.
Instagram.
We are on
And
the
Instagram.
gram.
We're
With
grand
the fam.
famous. Yeah, we are grand famous.
It took a lot out of me, man.
Yeah, man, that was good. That was a
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
conversation, man. But we've been building up to it, man, for a while now.
Anticipation.
We hit
man.
the apex.
Right. All right, well, yeah, thanks for rocking with us, man. Everybody, thanks for joining. Come back next week. We definitely have a lot more to talk about. Well, that was Games Music Live, episode 16.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.